Okay, my friends, so probably right now you're a little bit confused about everything here inside After Effects. Don't worry, this class actually was just about the interface and navigation. So now you know a little bit more than just that. And that's the thing, all right? So I want you to get kind of an idea of what you can start doing right now. Like after this class, you can just try to replicate what I am doing, and you can start creating or recreating your own compositions. Now, I'm going to save this, so just make sure Control S so that you can save this. And one thing that I want to do is undo these changes. So I'm going to press Control Z one more time and one more time, because I liked the other version of our animation, this one. All right, so I like this one better than the other one. So I want to keep this one instead of the other option. So now that I have this, I'm going to press Control S again in order to save it, and now I have this version saved. And I'm going to close now all of these objects that I opened, all of my layers. Now we are not going to be talking about these things anymore. We are going to, go to the actual purpose of this class, which is the interface. Now, you saw me using the interface, and you know just by seeing me a lot about the interface. You know that you can click on the objects, you get this blue surrounding kind of thing. You can click and move to a different type of library or objects, and you can go like that, and click and drag and change the size of your panels, just like this. You want to make them bigger. We did a lot of different things without kind of explaining everything. Now, something that you can do here is go to Window, for example, and we have an option here called Workspace. Now, we have different type of workspaces that we can use, and this is really cool. Now, in my case, I like to use the standard. This is my favorite one. I don't really need to do create a new one or any other one. When I was starting with After Effects, yes, I was creating my own interfaces and all of these kind of things. But now we have everything. We have a lot of different options. And if you want, you can create your own customized kind of interfaces. So first of all, if you want to see all the panels, you just go to this one and click All Panels, and you're going to be able to see a lot of different panels. You can see Align, Mask, Wheeler, Motion Sketch, Tracker, Paragraph, Character, Align, Libraries, Effects, Audio, Info. A lot of different panels, as you can see here. Now you can go and change from these options that you have in here. For example, I can go back to the default option, and I just click like that. And these ones are actually your interfaces as well. So I can go small screen, I can go standard, I can go to learn, and this one is going to show me some tutorials in here. I can go to the default again, I can go to my window, and in here I can go again to Workspace, and I can say effects, and that's going to be focused on the effects. As you can see here, I get my effects panel that now you know. I can go again, and let's say that we are going to be working with text, so I will get text tools, my text panel tool or character panel tool, and I can go and select Workspace, and just go to some other ones. This is really cool. If we're going to be working with color, just like that, we're going to get our lumetri scopes and our a lot of different panels information that right now we have nothing in here. But if we start working with them, you're going to be able to see what's going on. So right now I'm just going to go like that, and I'm going to go back to, let's say, the standard one. And I'm going to bring some of these panels. For example, I can take these effects and presets, and I can take it out from here. And you can see this kind of rectangle that appears where I have something in the center, and I have these other regions. So I can take the effects, and let's say that I want to put it in between this project panel and my composition panel. So I can bring it and put it in here in this section that is from the center to the right. I'm going to release in here, and now you can see that I am placing my effects panel in this section. Now I can go to character, or I can go to paragraph, and I can take paragraph and do the same thing and place it in between now the effects and the composition. If I place it right in here, and now you can see that I get my paragraph. And I can take my preview, and I can place it underneath the paragraph. So if I go in here, I'm going to place it underneath this one, and now you can see that I get that. Now if I want, I can take the audio one, and I can place it underneath this one, or if I want to give it its own space, I can just place it on the right of this, and now it's going to be able in this section. Now remember, because this is a panel, so I can put it in between this this is a panel, I can put it in between this, or I can put it in between this. So if I put it in here, I will get more room for my audio panel. All right, and that's a new a completely new kind of interface that I can use. Now what I can do with this, if I am happy and I want to use it, like I will say this is my favorite kind of interface. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Window, and then I'm going to go to Workspace, and you can see here that I can save changes to this workspace. Now the problem, if I save this, you can see that right now we are using the standard, so you can save that on top of something. And if you have your own workspaces, what I recommend you to do is first you're going to save that save this as a new workspace. So I'm going to click on this, I'm going to give it a name. In this case it's going to be my Carlos's workspace. Okay, I can give it a name, I can click on OK, and now this one, as you can see here, I have my Carlos's workspace. So I can go to default again, and I can go to standard, and I can go to Carlos's workspace, which is the same as standard. Why? Because we were using the standard and we modified this one. Now the thing here is that you have to be, that's what I was saying, you have to be very careful because you can overwrite some of your workspaces. So what I will do is I will go to Window, Workspace, and I want to select my standard, and then I'm going to go to Window again, Workspace, and I want to reset my standard to the saved layout. So I want to resave it and to reset it, and that's my standard one. And now if I go to Carlos's workspace, I can get that one, and if I go back to standard, I will get this one. So that's how this kind of cool system of information works inside After Effects. You can go in here and reset the standard again, you can save the changes to this workspace or save a new workspace. Now again, if I, let's say, go to Carlos's, all right, and let's say that I want to move something, I want to place, I'm going to go crazy with this. Let me just take something like the smoother, and I want to place it now in this other section. You can see that now I have this in here. And if I want, I can take, let's say, the info panel. I can put it in the center of this. And now you can see that I get this info panel, and that's something that I really don't like because it's confusing. Now the footage is right in here, you have the flow chart in here, you have the media browser in here, you have the info in here. So that's something that I wouldn't do, but just in case, you know, if you want to see what happens here. So let's say that I want to save this Carlos's workspace now with these movements, with these tweaks that I created. I'm going to place the audio in here, and if I want to do that, I can go to Window, I can go to Workspace, and I can say save changes to this workspace. So what is going to happen now is that Carlos's workspace is no longer going to be the way it was a couple of seconds ago. So now this is the new layout, and if I go to standard, that's what I'm going to get. If I go back to Carlos's workspace, now I'm going to get the new setup that I created in this last session. All right, so that's what we have. That's how we can manipulate our workspace. Another tip that I can give you about this is that you have a Window Workspace option where you can go and edit your workspaces. You can see here that you have all these different things where you can say, I don't want to show this, I want to show that, and etc, etc, etc. So you can these are the ones that you can see in this bar. You can see default, learn, standard, default, learn, standard, small screen, Carlos's workspace, and now you have the overflow menu where you can see how they look like that. And this, for example, here you have all this overflow menu where you can see all the different type of objects that you can use, and you can edit your workspaces from here as well. All right. Now, another thing that I want you to know is that in every single one of these, well, not in every single one of them, but if you right click on some of these, you're going to get different behaviors, and depending the type of object that you're using, depending the panel that you're using. And now the last thing that I want to point out is that you can actually take also your objects, let's say this panel, and you can place it outside of the screen, outside of the interface. So I can take this and put it in another monitor, for example, and now you can see that I get this footage. This is not my composition. I don't see the numbers. There's no animation in this one. The animated one is animating in my other monitor, but I can bring it, put it in here, and have different objects as you can see here. So now this one is the one animated, and the other one is right there. I can take this comp and put it back in here, put it in between this, and now I get these two guys where I can see the composition and I can see my other panels like that. And you know, this is kind of getting crowded here, but you know, we don't care. I can bring this one down like this, and now we have these two different options. If you have two different things that you want to compare, you can just go like that and see how the composition is moving and how your original footage is still well, untouched, and you can see the difference. So basically that's some of the things that we can do with the interface. As we move on during our training, we're going to be able to do a lot more things. For now, you have the ability to, you know, start creating your own animations and you can start digging into different concepts, and let's keep working with After Effects. I will see you in our next chapter. Thank you very much for now. Bye-bye. Take care.